Hey friends, we're looking at a set by Reobrix. It's set number 11042 with 1,370 pieces. This race car is modeled after Ferrari's 499P hypercar, also known as the AF Corse number 83. This is a car that was first introduced in 2024, and it went on to win the LeMans in 2025. And it's a faithful recreation of that car, but it looks like it's not officially licensed. So we'll call it an homage car, and we'll take a look. In this video, we'll look at the box, we'll look at what you're going to get. We'll look at the parts to see if they are Lego compatible. We'll look at the sticker sheet and the instructions to see what you're in for. And in a separate video, I will review the finished model. So please subscribe and stay tuned for that, and we'll be able to look at it together. Right here on the box, Reobrix does give it a difficulty level of 4 stars out of 6. So strain scale, I don't know what that means. Looking at it though, I can tell you this is probably a set that's going to be a fun one for people who have built the creator or icon style vehicles from Lego. So those are a little bit bigger brick built sets that are usually about a foot long. So some of the sets that fall in that category are the Mustang that had all those replaceable parts, the James Bond DB5 with all the trick features, and then the white Porsche. So what we see here is it's brick built, not Technic. A lot of yellow, a lot of dark red, and then the stripes and all of the sponsors are all done with stickers. So that's how they're achieved there. And then there's some additional product photos on the back. It does use rubber tires, and we will take a look. There's a surprise with the drivetrain, and it has this looks like a red hose that they're using to create a tail light maybe. And then it's extremely low slung, being one of these endurance cars. So I'm expecting it to just be millimeters off the ground, and it's pretty good profile and stance to it. Okay, and then looking at the parts, they are bagged up 1 through 4, and they've thankfully put all the various bag 4s into one bag, so you don't have to hunt around for them, which is nice. Looking at the parts, the colors do look like they're a fairly good match for Lego, and as far as the parts themselves, they do, as far as looking through here, they look like they're a match for what we're familiar with Lego. And if you've built some of these alt bricks before, you know that alt bricks have introduced a couple of helpful pieces, and so I'm expecting there to be a couple of those slightly unusual pieces in there. And what I mean by that, usually it's stuff like these bricks, but they're modified and it's only a 1x, and maybe instead of a full stud underneath, it's just, or a full plate with the stud, it'll just be the stud. So you know what I mean if you've built alt bricks before, and they're typically helpful. They're not confusing or annoying. Okay, and then looking at the sticker sheet, the stripes are accomplished with stickers. This is a dual transfer sticker sheet, I believe. So what that means is you peel them off, you stick it to the plastic, then you peel the top cover off of it. So it's a 2-step application. Best to use water. I found that you really only get 1 shot at it. So I have a little tiny spray bottle of water. I spray the part just to get like 1 or 2 drops of water is enough. And that'll give you enough time to position it in case I make a mistake when I'm placing it down the first time. So that's my recommendation there. And because they don't have the brand names, they've come up with other words to throw in there, like safety, ace, metal, speed, and top, superior here. I think at first glance, they look okay and can replace the name brands. I don't know if I'm going to leave them off or not, because this is a weird one where it's a race car. So if you leave all that stuff off, does it look a little strange? Usually, yes. And the iconic Ferrari logo they've replaced with the letter B, but it does have that yellow crest in there as well. So I think the must-haves probably are the 83 and the stripes, and then I will play it by ear on whether or not the rest of the brand logos go on there. This is my first Reobrix set. So I noticed that it does have a card just for the customer service. I appreciate that. Now let's take a look at the instructions. Okay, so here's the instruction booklet. It's got a gloss cover. It's perfect bound. And going into it, they start off giving you sizing guidance for some of the parts. It does have a Technic structure. So you start off with these Technic rectangular frames, a lot of pins. And so you're going to get something that's pretty sturdy. This chassis will be pretty sturdy once you're done with it. I did notice that there's some gearing that's happening in here. And so what it means, as we're going through here, you'll see that the front wheels are connected with one axle with a gear here. The back wheels are also connected together with a gear. And then there's a drive shaft that we build up that connects the front and the rear. So I haven't seen that before. I'm really interested to see how that turns out. This is the kind of thing you see maybe in the larger Technic cars, but they throw things in like differentials and stuff like that. So to have this in here, oh, I see, they've got a reversing gear there. I was kind of wondering how they would keep it straight. So there's two gears side by side here that reverse the direction of the axle. All right, so that kind of is cool. I don't know what that'll be like when you go to play with it. It means that maybe you pick up one wheel, you move it, all four wheels move. That could be kind of fun. All right, and then as you can see, the steps are really well paced. You're talking about maybe, I don't know, 6 parts per step. Not too bad. A lot of guidance here on sub-assemblies and then top-down views to help you figure out exactly where things need to go. So I appreciate that they did that. And now we're in bag 3. Here's another one of those top-down guidance things. The steering wheel is not attached to the actual steering rack in any way. Looks like we have a brick-built driver's seat. It's a single-seater, of course. Got a canopy. The canopy is built up with these newer rounded quarter spherical parts, and you apply a sticker across them, it looks like. Side skirts, super low, the structure there, and looks like they're almost open in the back. That might be intentional, just for maximum airflow. I wonder if you have exposed tires from the top. Yeah, I think so. I think you do get to see it from the top. All right, and the wing, pretty big wing, also has those fender flares, fender wings that come up as well. It's all connected at the back. All right, and then these are pretty standard tires from Lego's portfolio of parts. And it looks, yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be extremely low slung and probably very faithful to the actual car. All right, and then of course you got a part catalog and you can see all the different parts. And regarding the printing, they did the right thing by making all the black pieces have white outlines, so it's very easy to count the studs as you're going through there. And there's not a lot of alternate colors where it is harder to read, like this. This is a dark red. You can see it's 2 studs, and the color is not a problem. The color is good enough where you can count the number of studs. All right, and that is the look. So, yep, I hope you found this useful. Hit like if you like and subscribe, and you'll be the first to know when it's built and we're ready to take a look at it together. Okay, thanks so much.